I'm so pleased to be meeting with Sarah Tripsky, our lead costume designer. And Sarah, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and by way of introduction?
Absolutely. Well, I have been doing theater for as long as I can remember. Extremely dramatic growing up, so I have been told by all of my teachers. I started as an actor with the California Theater Center. I started as a student with the California Theater Center, and then became an actor as well as a teacher. And my mother was a costumer for various high school theaters in the area, and I was her unofficial assistant. Usually I would just carry stuff. But then I started getting more and more involved in helping her do kind of the odd jobs, shorten pants, shorten skirts, fix the buttons. She's the one who taught me how to sew. And when she moved away, I found that there was a costumer-shaped hole in the Bay Area, and I could fill it. And I've always loved doing cosplay, so this was just cosplay on a much grander scale. There are so many wonderful memories. So anytime I get the opportunity to work at this theater, I go for it. Now, as far as the Sunnyvale Community Players goes, their productions are just so much fun. And it's amazing what they can pull off with relatively such little time and such a little space. The director of the show, Cindy Weisberg and Aaron Weisberg. Cindy is my best friend. We've been best friends for, I think about 13 years now. And she brought me in to costume Little Mermaid Jr. Several years ago. That was my first show here at the Players, and that was a lot of fun. And then a little later, she said, "Hey, if I were to if I were to direct Beauty and the Beast, would you be interested in costuming?" And I was like, yes! And then COVID happened and it was postponed, and I thought, well, there goes my chance. But then COVID went away. And now here we are doing Beauty and the Beast. And I told Cindy, if you direct that show and you don't let me costume, I will be very disappointed. And fortunately, here I am, costuming Beauty and the Beast.
We are so lucky. We're so lucky to have you, Sarah. I mean, the memories you have in this theater, growing up as a young girl, and having an opportunity to bring us your talents, courtesy of your mom, and all the hard work you've put into this show. So let me ask you this. You're so skilled at your craft, and the costumes are amazing.
Thank you.
As we can see from some of the photos, and as our patrons will see in the 3-week run coming up.
Gotta see them when they're ready.
Yeah, well, you're just about almost a week away from opening night, is it? Just shy of 2 weeks.
That's about right.
From opening night, sorry. We're all
Certain levels of panic before dress rehearsals.
Yes, but you are such a professional. So tell me, please, as a professional, if you were completely unleashed in your creative passion and you were able to take your costuming talents to the highest of heights, no limits,
Oh boy.
what's your dream scenario?
Well, believe it or not, my dream show is Beauty and the Beast. It always has been. It has been a item on my bucket list to do Beauty and the Beast and to build as many costumes from scratch as I get to. Some of the costumes, because of time and budget, and the fact that it is double cast, some of the costumes you will see in this production have been borrowed from the wonderful Peninsula Youth Theater, who have done this show multiple times, and also from the Palo Alto Players, who just recently did this show. Their costumes are fantastic, and we are so grateful that we are able to use them. But one costume that is very near and dear to my heart, you'll see, is Mrs. Potts. She is one that I insisted on building from scratch. I would say to all of the beautiful ladles and jelly spoons out there that really wish to be designers, you are not Sarah, you are you. And you do not have to be Sarah, you have to be you, the very best you ever. Now, as you, what I would recommend is just get started. Because these days, I mean, I was taught how to sew by my mom, but these days, even I will look up a YouTube tutorial if there's something special that I need to make. If you want to learn how to costume, learn how to sew. You do not need a machine. You do not need a pattern necessarily. My favorite style of costuming is upcycling. I love taking things that already exist that would otherwise end up in a landfill and turning them into something else. Some of the items you will see in this show actually started as blazers or bed sheets or tablecloths, and even the professionals do that. Remember, Game of Thrones, those fur capes, those all came from IKEA.